So that's basically the front of the bag itself. On either side, on both bags, there are these pockets for radios, or probably most used is going to be your water bottles, canteens, stuff like that. You have a bottle in your bag, right? You have a clean canteen?
No, this isn't clean canteen.
Okay, which one's that?
This is Sub-Zero.
All right. So she's got a big water bottle in there.
But of the two pockets, I'm not sure if they're exactly the same size. This one on the left seems bigger. This one seems more for a water bottle.
Okay. Much easier to use. This pocket I have cinched down pretty tight, but I have two ponchos in here. And then I also have one of my knives just clipped into it, just for quick access. This is that Tom Brown tracker, the mini tracker. So just easily accessible because it has the clip and it's kind of in the material there. You can quickly pull it out if you need to. But I do plan on taking this out, maybe putting that in the bag, because I want to put one of my canteens in here to have just easily accessible water. On the other side of mine, although it's kind of a tight fit, I have this small ribs pack that's in here. And I never did a review on this. I realized that recently. I have to do a review on this. I love the ribs pack. I gave one to Christina. How great is that?
It's awesome.
Isn't it awesome? When we're camping, I mean, just having it on, just you have pockets right in front of you. It's not in the way. You can carry a regular bag as well. It was awesome. So I'm definitely going to do a review on this in the future, the ribs. It's RIBZ. I'll probably put a link in the description box to their website. These things are awesome. If you do any kind of day hiking, fooling around the woods, you know, whatever, it's really, really good. You can use it for walking your dog. In fact, I did a video in the past showing how I use it walking Gus. But that's how I use this pouch on the outside. So on the back, you basically have one large pocket. And first thing you might notice is that you have a nice big Velcro patch. Soft side Velcro, yeah, for name tapes and stuff like that. The smaller bag does not have it. I do have the little logo, which is a loop. So I suppose you could stick something in there if you want. But on the large one, the Aggressor, you just have the Velcro. So I don't know, I like having Velcro, it's options. It's not a big deal, but I mean, it's kind of lost real estate. You could put Molly gear on here if you wanted to extend your bag out, although it's pretty big as it is.
Well, this is going to be against your back or against your body when you do have it on. So having any type of Molly gear, you wouldn't really attach.
That's actually a really good point. That's why all your stuff's sticking out in the front.
Yeah.
See, that's why she's here, pointing stuff like that out. So anyway, all right, so double zipper on top, same with you, right?
Yeah. I have a keep. Yeah, you have a keep.
Yeah, on both of these bags, that was really interesting. They have this strap. This is kind of new to me. The old Maxpedition gear I had, they didn't have these. It's basically a little strap with a button snap. So you can loop your zipper pulls through this if you wanted to, or just kind of hold them there. And you can put this over. And
it also has one for...
on the sides?
Yeah, I mean zipper.
And it's kind of a security strap. It also just keeps your zippers from moving. So once you snap that shut, it makes it so it's a little bit harder to access that pocket. So I guess if you were sitting at a bus stop somewhere or out in public, you put your bag down for a second. It's just a dissuader. Nothing really keeps people out of your stuff. If they want to steal something, they will. But for the most part, it just makes it a little bit harder for them. But I use it sometimes for this front pocket. Honestly, I don't really use it only because I'm in and out of this pocket the most. And so it's just an inconvenience for me, if anything else. So I kind of tuck mine in underneath the umbrella that I have in the front, so it's out of the way. So in my front pocket, let me open this up. If you want, you can open up yours too. I have it's a thicker cord for charging my phone, so I keep that in there. I have some miscellaneous food items in here and some heaters. It's all MRE stuff. Just basically some stacks. I have some cheese spread and some peanut butter and a meal. And I also have this accessory pack like Christina has. Just some random things in there if I need it. But for the most part, this is like my electronics part of the bag. The two main things I have in here, which I use a lot, is first the handheld GPS, which I didn't get into geocaching yet, but I would like to maybe dabble in that in the future. So I have a Garmin GPS in here, which fits in this pocket nicely. And what gets used most is on the back here, I have my mini iPad. So it's really, really convenient to keep in this bag. There's enough padding in this front pouch where I don't feel like if there was an impact here, it would damage this. And it's nice and secure in there, fits nice and good. And I can just clip this shut and cinch it down. And it's not going anywhere. So that's basically what I use my front kind of main pouch for. It's very easily accessible. Getting inside the bag is a little bit harder because I do keep this shut, the handle. But this is very easy to just unzip real quick, grab the mini iPad, and and I have the internet to go with a larger screen. I don't have to worry about looking at my tiny phone. So that's what I use my pocket for.
Mine's similar too.
Let's see what you got in yours.
Yeah, mine, I just have hand sanitizer in this one, Band-Aids, stuff like that. I have that, little book.
Oh, the SAS book. That's a great book. A little mini version.
Yeah. And then in here, I have my tablet too, which is an Nexus 10.
Okay.
It fits great. And here I have my school papers, stuff like that, notebooks and all that.
Okay.
So I'm able to fit these in here really easily.
Yeah, again,
like you said, and without having to get into this main pocket, I'm able to just unzip this, grab
yeah, it's easy access, very quick access. I was gonna say, again, being such a bigger bag, this binder would not fit in my front pocket, so it just gives you more options, more
You can also fit
accessibility.
some stuff out here. I don't have anything out here though.
Yeah, it's always good to leave a little room in your bag in case you, I don't know, you're out somewhere, you buy something or need to bring something else. A little wiggle room. Put my cord back in here. And now we're gonna show you the inside of the bag. Double zipper. Again, when this is all done up and the handle straps are put together, it's not really a huge pain, but it is a little more time consuming than accessing that back pocket to undo all that, and I move the umbrella out of the way. But here's what I have in my main pocket. I have a bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna go over everything here, but I have my little pipe kit in case I want to have enjoy a little pipe. I have a LED version of the mag light. I have a bunch of knives in here. Some are for review purposes. Some are just in there so I can use. I have a little medical kit, just random medical stuff, Band-Aids, sewing kit in there, heat blanket, all kinds of medicine. Just in case I'm just out and about. I have some stuff in here for allergies as well, because I know a lot of people who have allergies, so I keep some meds in there just in case. Besides that, I have random things in here, like some knife oil if I need, or for gun oil. Also have Ballistol in here. I have a toiletries type kit, some hand sanitizer and some shampoo and stuff, and those little pills, which open up the towels. Just more options. Like I said, the rest on this side, I have a radio and some knives, stuff I'm going to be reviewing. So on the other side,
The little divider. You can.
yeah, on the inside there is a very stiff divider.
It's a divider, and it also comes out because it's Velcro to the bottom.
Yeah, so if
So
you
you can
wanted
switch
one,
sides. Like one side has pockets, and the other is just
It's just
hook
flat.
and loop area. But you can add pouches if you were to buy some pouches from them.
that's true. And because this is hook and loop, if you wanted to, you could put your firearm in here as well, instead of in your concealed carry. So if you want it in the main pocket, you can do that. This would actually make a pretty decent range bag as well.
Because they sell pockets this size attached here, so you can fill it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just some more random things, gloves. On this side, I keep a couple books. This is a book that I'm reading, which I read a couple times already. This is from Mark the Animal Mac Young. This is some knife stuff. Actually, just have his old VHS tapes. He has some good things to say about defense stuff. And then one of my favorite books of all time, which I just love reading all the time. Shows a million times. We'll show it again. This is the Identifying and Harvesting Edible and Medicinal Plants. It's just a good read to look through, especially as the seasons change. I try to identify a lot of different plants in the area. So on my one side, it's just some reading material. On the front side, as you saw, just some random things going on. But there are, like she said, more pockets in the front if you wanted to.
There's two slip pockets.
Okay, so if you wanted to
Is yours
separate
separated?
things. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
two
separate in the middle. That's pretty much it. No frills on the inside of the bag. In fact, most of the time, I don't even open the inside pocket. Everything that I'm using is accessible from the outside, so it's quick access. So what do you have on the inside of your bag?
Inside mine, on the side with the hook and loop field, I have that tablet,
Okay.
which is.
This is the main reason why you got the bag, right?
Because I keep my my laptop in the sleeve, but I also have this cooling. It's from Cool Master.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has like the fans that go here, and this way it's able to attach everything like this, so it's all one unit, so it's laptop and cooling station.
Very
and
cool.
it fits in here just fine, like right on, like you said, with a little bit of room on either side.
Okay.
Yeah. And on the front here, I have this houses the charger for my tablet, for my Nexus 10.
Okay.
And in here I also have the laptop charger. And on the other pocket, I have cards.
All right, deck of cards.
Yeah, I always need cards. That's about it for my main pocket.
All right.
I do have room in here if I needed to add some more things.
Okay, very nice. And you could see, would you say there's substantial padding? Even if these weren't like filled up with all kinds of stuff, would you feel safe enough with this bag and your
Yeah,
laptop?
of course. Back here there's tons of padding. And in the front here too.
And in the smaller bag too, there's a crap load of padding. In fact, almost all the Maxpedition bags I've had before has some kind of padding in between all the the fabric. I guess they assume a lot of people are going to have electronics, and you want to have a little bit more impact resistance, so you don't have to worry about your stuff getting damaged. So I guess that's pretty much it. We do have some knickknacks, odds and ends. I got a paracord bracelet hanging off mine, you know, some ranger beads, some pens, stuff like that. All right, so we're going to go over each bag individually. I'm going to talk about my uses again and my personal experiences with this bag, and then I'll have Christina talk about what she uses her bag for, because they are really used in different scenarios. So my bag, like I said, it's kind of an EDC Bob, so it's an everyday carry bailout bag. And what that means is it's kind of a hybrid of EDC items, things I really do use every single day, as well as some things that I don't use every day, but it's nice to have with me. I don't know if I'm going to need hand sanitizer. I probably won't use little towels every single day, and I won't certainly need a snack all the time. But it's good to have it in there just in case. It's a little bit of peace of mind. Now, like I said, when I first had this bag, I have a tendency, because I like wilderness type stuff, to put a lot of survival crap in my bag. And I don't need tinder and 15 ways to light fires. Speaking of which, I never showed you in the front pocket here, I have a couple different lighters. I have a Zippo, a butane lighter, and a regular Bic. And I also have one of my Swiss Army knives in here. That one happens to be a Wenger. But yeah, I have this tendency of loading out my bags with survival type stuff that I really just don't use. So what I try to do is I try to focus on separating, and I have a separate bag. It's actually one of my older Maxpedition bags that's dedicated purely to survival type stuff, cordage and fire making tools and so forth. So this really is more so set up for a real EDC, but obviously I can't carry all this stuff on me. So it's convenient, it's very necessary for me to have a lot of this stuff, but I have it in a bag that I can always keep close by. So far, obviously Maxpedition makes very good high quality stuff. Materials has been fine, the YKK zippers, everything works how it should, and I would imagine it will work for a very long time. I have no issues at all with quality, the stitching's perfect, everything's nice and strong, I don't baby the bag, I tug on it, you know, I'm quick with the zippers, and it's been fine. So my experience has been excellent with this bag. Whereas Christina, she uses the bag a little bit differently. So if you want to talk about exactly how you use your bag and what you think of it so far.
Like I said, because like I showed in this pocket, I have bus route, so I am taking this bag on the bus with me twice, because I have to obviously transfer when I get downtown, transfer to another bus. So I'm with this bag outside. I put it down because when I'm waiting for the bus, I don't carry it on my back necessarily. I'll put it down. And I am confident with these things. I'm always going to mess with my bag, and I don't have to worry about it getting dirty or ripped up. Yeah. Like you said, I don't baby. I'm in class. I'm just unzipping stuff. I'm trying to get stuff out quickly, set up, you know. Okay. But yeah, I've been really happy with the bag. It's exactly what I needed it for. It holds my laptop and holds way more stuff than the other bag. But the bag that I had was just a slightly smaller, but it didn't hold even half the stuff that I have in here. Yeah. And just the material. I know the other bag you weren't happy with because of stitching. Yeah, because it started fraying, and you know, obviously it wasn't paracord zippers or YKK zippers. You know, it started falling apart on me. After using it for, you know, school started September up until now, it's already been falling apart. Yeah. It's only a couple months, but I don't have any problem. I don't think this bag is gonna. This one's been really good for you so far. Really how's the bottom look on your bag? Because the bottom. I have the rubber on mine. Oh yeah, they're both set up the same. Yeah. They're both getting beat up pretty good, like she says. I mean, she's dragging it on the bus and stuff. And, yeah, you can see all the wear, but nothing's ripped, nothing's torn or anything like that. So. No, like, you know, it doesn't get stained. One time I was outside and it was raining. I didn't feel like I had to shield my bag at all. So this is technically was all wet, but you wouldn't tell. The 1000 denier nylon is kind of water resistant. It's not waterproof, but you could go out in like a light rain. I have a coating on there so the water just beads up and falls right off. It's nice. Yeah. It's awesome. So I've been extremely happy. Would you say you've been very happy with the bag? Very happy so far, yeah. Yeah, and we're both going to be continuing to use these bags for a very long time. So I will probably in the future break this bag down more for you and show every little tiny thing, and we'll go over that stuff in the future. But for now, I just want to do a review, and I want to do a double review because they are, you know, basically mimicking each other. You have a bigger version of this, but with the bigger version, you do have slight differences. The other thing I want to go over before we go is the strap. You did have a different style strap than me. Yeah, my strap is pretty much the same strap as yours, except they included these clips. So remember how in the other video how I was talking about the backpack strap option that I have? It makes it really easy to switch from this into the backpack strap mode that I did. Yeah, you have a quick clips. Yeah. Whereas this is just, I mean, it's just pretty much it's just they looped it through here instead. Yeah, they basically just didn't put the clip on there in a smaller bag. Mm-hmm. So also another point that we didn't focus on when we're talking about these side pockets here. Yeah. I remember watching another YouTuber's review on this bag, and both pockets had this Velcro on the bottom, so that when you're not using these pockets, you're able to lift this up. Yeah, when you cinch it down? Yeah, both of them, but for some reason on On these bags, only one of them has it. Only one side has. So look at what I'm not using it. I'm able to make it nice and flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, like on this side it does not have it, and you're cinching down. If I were to not use this pocket, what you're saying is that on the bottom there's Velcro, there's a patch. So when you fold this up and in, and you cinch this down really tight, it would hold the whole pocket in.
Yeah, that's what it does. Yeah. So.
Yeah, on that side. Let me check this side real quick. Whoop. Take my pen out.
Yeah, this side doesn't have it.
Yeah. Oh, this side does have it. So it is only one side.
Yeah, it's only one side.
So I do have this, I happen to have this singed down. I just didn't do it all the way. If I were to push it like that, it would bring the pocket tighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you don't have as much material.
And this one has a grommet hole.
Yeah, well actually the bolt.
Yeah, do you remember how I was telling you how one's slightly bigger?
Yeah.
The slightly bigger one has a grommet hole, which is the slightly smaller one that you would probably use for water bottle. Doesn't have a grommet hole.
Okay.
For condensation and all that, it wouldn't drain out.
It's an interesting little detail.
I'm not sure entirely why it's like that. But.
Well, another thing to consider too is a lot of the Maxpedition stuff I've experienced, they're constantly changing and evolving. And you can get this exact same bag and a tiny detail like that, like perhaps the type of strap or the fact that, you know, one of the side pockets has a grommet or not. Those things may change. Those are variables that do change over time as they kind of progress and they have new generations of these bags. So every tiny little detail, you can't focus on every little thing because it might actually change. You might get this particular bag, you know, 3 months from now, and maybe it doesn't have a Velcro strap in the back, you know, or maybe the Velcro strap on the front isn't as big, or, you know, different style straps, things of that nature. But, yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, that's just like little details. That has nothing to do with, it doesn't affect me day to day using the bag. It's a great bag.
Yeah, and the functionality has been perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, they've been really, really great bags so far. So, that's pretty much it. That is our dual review of both these bags, the Maxpedition Operator and the Maxpedition Aggressor. So, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we hope you guys have a great day.
Yes.
Take care.